Hello and welcome to the Irish Aesthete. Today I want to talk to you about the 18th century fashion for print rooms, and particularly one surviving example here in Ireland. That room is in Castletown, County Kildare, and it was created by the house's then chatelaine, Lady Louisa Conolly. She was born Lady Louisa Lennox in 1743, the third of four daughters of the second Duke of Richmond. He, in turn, was a grandson of Charles II through the latter's affair with Louise de Keroualle, Duchess of Portsmouth. Louisa and her sisters were raised in the family home of Goodwood in West Sussex. However, when she was still only aged between 7 and 8, both her parents died within a year of each other, and so she was thereafter brought up by her older sister Emily, who in 1747 had married James Fitzgerald, 20th Earl of Kildare, and later 1st Duke of Leinster. Both the Leinsters and their house, Carton, have been mentioned here before when I was discussing shell houses. Just a few miles away lies another great estate and house, Castletown, and at the time its heir was one Thomas Conolly. In 1758, when she was only aged 15, Louisa married Tom Conolly, who was 5 years her senior, and she then moved to her own house, close to that occupied by her sister. Much of Castletown's internal appearance as we know it today is due to work commissioned over successive decades by Louisa and Tom, features such as the main staircase and the famous long gallery on the first floor. But rather than being left to a group of craftsmen, one space in the house was decorated by Louisa herself, the print room. Prints, when they were first produced, were rather expensive because the technology wasn't very good. And as a result, they tended to be collected mainly by men and stored in cabinets or special rooms because of their exceedingly high value. However, improved production techniques in the 18th century drove down costs and allowed more people to buy more prints, often from shops which specialized in selling them. Hence, it became feasible to acquire enough to cover the walls of an entire room. Although a small number were created in North America, the vogue for print rooms in the 18th century was almost exclusively confined to Britain and Ireland, and very few examples survived up to the present. There's one at Blickling Hall in Norfolk, for example, and another at Stoneaston Park in Somerset, which I had the great pleasure of seeing for myself last autumn. Inevitably, the craze was widespread in Ireland. And just as inevitably, the ubiquitous Mrs. Delaney was soon involved and creating her own print room at Delville. Among her voluminous correspondence, she can be found writing in 1750 of how she and other guests whiled away many pleasurable hours cutting up frames for prints on a wet day spent at Lucan House, County Dublin. That room has long since gone, and so have two others on which we know Louisa Conolly worked, one in her sister's house at Carton, and the other at Cypress Grove in Temple Oak, County Dublin, which was then occupied by the Dowager Countess of Clanbrassil. The rooms may be gone, but the experience that Louisa gained on working on them helped her when she came to create her own print room at Castletown in 1768. And in the next episode, I want to talk about some of the prints that she chose for that room and the reasons behind her choices. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again then. Goodbye.